IKIMfm, inspirasi utama anda. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon to the dear listeners of IKIMfm. Welcome to another episode of Light of Life in this special edition for Ramadan for this season with the topic of the theme Islamic Holistic Amazing Life. And dear listeners, we are finally reaching the third episode of the season, and as usual, I have my guest with me for today is Datuk Professor Dr. Muhaya Mohamad in the studio. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My charming Patricia.
Thank you very much, Datuk. And how are you, Datuk?
Good, excellent. Alhamdulillah. Syukur. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, it is such a pleasure to have you in the studio, Datuk.
Yeah.
And Doctor, for the past few episodes, I've been inspired by you.
Really?
Very all listening to you sharing about life. From what I understood so far, from the first episode, we learned about how we could fix ourselves, how we should love ourselves first before we love other people. And in this second episode, we learned about how we could share the happiness that we already feel to ourselves. It's about sharing. And for this episode, I would like to know final 4 pillars of the 12, I would say 12 pillars of the holistic amazing life. And it's for the first question of the episode, Doctor, what can you share with us as a continuation of that 12 pillars?
Okay. So first remember the first one you rightly said, intelligently said. And Patricia, well done. So first you say you fix yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Once you fix yourself, then you relate to others close to you. That's your family, your neighbors, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, your private life, yeah? So first your secret life with Allah, yeah? Then your private life with your family. Then now out more, you can contribute more because you're very strong inside. Then you can go to your outside. That's your career or your mission in life, or as a Khalifah. So the first one is hamba or just servant of Allah. We are born for 3 reasons: to be the servant, to be the Khalifah, and to do things in a good manner that Allah wants us to do. So the first 4 is for us to know who we are. Then how we live. Now this one is more of what benefit to give mankind. So this is the one when your career or what you do every day to give benefit to people. This comes in terms of many things. Either you have a job, or you have a business, you are entrepreneur, you are a housewife, whatever you do to others, service, this is the part we're coming to. So imagine, if you have all the 4 components, you are happy with yourself, you're happy with your family. Of course, is this life is just about being happy with the family, shopping? No. What can I do? How can I serve? How can I serve? So 2 important questions, yeah? You have 2 dichotomy in life. There are people who say, how can I serve? Another person will say, what's in for me? So how can I serve are givers? What's in for me are takers. Who will be more happy, you think? Takers or givers better?
Oh, I would say givers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to quote a poem. I can't remember the name, but this is something that I learned like 15 years ago. This poem began like this. I slept and dreamt that life is joy. I woke up and find that life is service. I give service and find that service is joy. In other words, when we do good, then we become happy. You know, there is a study that shows that these hormones called serotonin. Serotonin is a hormone that make you feel happy and good. You know when is it produced by our body?
From our brain?
Yes, when and also in the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this hormone is produced more when you see someone doing kindness, when you do kindness, and when you receive kindness. So imagine a scenario, a family getting something for Ramadan, they give Ramadan gift, the person giving and us watching. All 3 have a good level of serotonin. And serotonin is an antidepressant. That's why they say, if you have depression or sadness, wake up, do good. Yeah.
Even a small thing, starting for small things.
Random act of kindness. For example, you go and buy goreng pisang. How much? $2. And you see, who's there? Oh, my son. What standard are you? Standard 4. Give 50 cent lah buat duit sekolah besok. What's 50 cent? Wow, imagine you make that person happy. Allah will make you happy because your heart is in the hands of Allah. You make another creation. So again, treat platinum rule. Treat others the way you want Allah to treat you.
However, I do feel that for some people, they feel quite difficult to know how could they share, because they may think that, oh, I don't have anything to share, I don't have anything to give to other people. So what is your advice to this type of people?
MashaAllah, there are two kinds of mindset. One is scarcity mindset, one is abundant mindset. If we correct our mindset, for example, let's do an experiment, Patricia. Let's take deep breath together. Okay. When you take deep breath, are you worried of letting it out? No, because you can take some more. Isn't it?
Yes.
So, because you know air is abundant. So, if you are scared to give because you think resources are limited, and of course, you may not have money if you are just work or you have not got your pay. You don't have money, but you have kindness, you have dua, you have smile, you can open the door, you know, good words. MashaAllah, you look nice today, you look so healthy. Visit someone who is not well.
So that is actually an act of giving. So it's not just people thought that, oh, you have to give something physically, something that can be seen.
Actually, giving is a paradigm. Giving is a blueprint. That's why they say, do not donate to wait to be rich to donate. No. You donate until you become rich. Not become rich, then you donate. That's what some people say. But I believe that since small, that's why we, Patricia, we are in this world. Let me give you the formula, yeah. Thoughts leads to feelings. Feelings lead to action. Action leads to result. What is that result? Health, happiness, joy, money, whatever, relationship. So, good thoughts leads to good feelings lead to good action lead to result. Now, the question is, what is thought? Is your asset. Bad thoughts, bad life. Good thoughts, good life. But what determines that thought? Thinking and thought are different.
So is it something that related to knowledge? Something that...
No. There's something called overthinking. Overthinking, what happened? Do you straight or you...
You're going circle.
Go in circle. And people who overthink, do you think they rely on Allah or rely on themselves?
On themselves.
That's right.
Because they expect them to do good or to be perfect in something.
Yeah, so it's up to me. If I don't do who's good, they don't have hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. They don't have that. Hasbi Allahu la ilaha illa huwa alayhi tawakkaltu wa huwa rabbul arshil azim. They don't have this. That's why, so from thought, I want you to put two arrows. This thought come from two things. Your belief system and your value system. And where is this located? I call it the filter of our life. Remember the filter? If your filter is very good, whatever bad water come in,
you're going to have good outcome.
Yes. So, this is your qalb. Qalbun salim, qalbun mayit, or qalbun marid. Nafsu mutma'inna, nafsu ammara, or lawama. So, it's all about here. That is why, if even our heart is located here, so in career, how you run yourself, how you do yourself is all here. And having been someone who has interviewed so many candidates for job or whatever, even in the university, we interview people who's going to enter for specialist training. One look at a person, the way they talk, the body language, the eye contact, and how they answer question, you already know their belief system, their mental model of the world, how they see the world, the filter system, and their value system. If this is good and well managed and made to be conscious to them, because many people, the belief system, the value system is unseen. So you imagine, like iceberg. Yeah, iceberg. You see the top 10%. That 90% below is your belief system. Your belief system, your value system, that leads to your filter system, that leads to your perception. So when you say, there is a reflection. So we cannot correct a person until we correct the belief and value system and the heart. And the heart is only in the hands of Allah. So we have to ask Allah to correct our heart. If you see someone misbehave, don't judge their behavior. Make dua, Ya Allah, please purify the heart. Please forgive them. And the best way to purify is taubatun nasuha. Taubat, tazkiyatun nafs. So all the time we're always going to what is inside my heart now. If you have other than Allah, then how can your life be good? Remember, akhirat focus, Allah focus. Yes. So you imagine someone going for a career. If you see, my career is for me to please Allah. Will you dress well?
Of course.
Will you speak well?
Yes.
Will you gossip?
No.
Excuses? No. Complain?
No.
Blaming?
No.
No. So imagine you all, if someone to have a holistic amazing life, I want to make two paradigms. On this side, blame. That means you don't take responsibility. Complain means you are not grateful. Making excuses, you are egoistic. Then you gossip, na'uzubillah, full of sins. But you flip from blaming, I take responsibility. From complaining, I become grateful. From excuses, I take action. From gossip, I choose to appreciate. Can you imagine the whole atmosphere in your office? No such thing as office politics. And I want to introduce again another or revisit. I want to ask all of us. We live in two kind of awareness. One is ego consciousness. One is God consciousness. Imagine a worker. Yeah, I'm talking about holistic amazing life. One person or businesswoman or whatever, the first character always want to compete. Not nice. Number two, always angry. Number three, if they talk, I want to be right. Number four, always judge people. You. Something different, they judge, criticize. Number five, you feel that you achieve because of your effort. Not la hawla wa la. Listeners and myself and Patricia, please remember, whatever good we do is not our strength, because we are actually nothing. We do good because Allah gave the present or the gift of being able to do good. Rahmat Allah, not our effort. Our effort is ibadah. The outcome is rahmat Allah. So never say, I did it. There's ego building. So if you feel that I get all this because of my hard work, na'uzubillah. Number six, they are very much affected by people. They easily affected by what people say because they are very makhluk and dunia focused. So imagine, and number seven, they are always stingy and don't want to improve themselves. I'm okay, I know already, I don't want to learn. So imagine someone on this side, tired or not, Patricia? Very tiring.
Yes. The common problem in the working environment is about stress. Not many people know how to manage stress well, and that's why people gossip. I've heard that before. Some say that they prefer gossiping, they complaining because actually they say that just my way to express my frustration towards my work. So
MashaAllah.
what's your thought on that?
MashaAllah. So imagine the person who is always competing, stress or not, because scarcity mentality. Not enough, I have to fight. Imagine someone who's always angry. Scientifically, if you are angry, there's something called sociogenomics, where if you are negative, the genes that will be turned on produce inflammation in your body. You get gastritis, you get back pain, you get migraine. And if you're always wanting to be right, how about your relationship? You're going to fight. And if you judge people, you're going to fight. If you're egoistic, you think I did it because of my effort, you become stingy. And you never want to improve yourself. All this stress. And these patients, if you take the blood test, I think the heart is very fast. The immunity is low. There's something called Neuro Immunology. How you think is going to affect the way your brain wiring and immunity system. And I happen to do a PhD in ocular immunology back in the 90s. Studies where I study the cells, they produce certain cytokine that make your body healthy or not healthy. It's very much at the cellular level. Okay, so imagine this side. So my thought on people who are stressed, shift to this, because Ramadan is a transformation month. We transform from ego to God consciousness, where instead of wanting to compete, you collaborate. Instead of getting angry, you're engaged in labor of love. Instead of wanting to be right, you say, I'd rather be kind than be right. Instead of judging people, you're always looking for beauty in others. Instead of being stingy, you're always so generous. Instead of getting angry with people, you accept people. Instead of looking at others, you are busy improving yourself. Can you imagine a worker who is kind, loving, collaborative, hardworking, generous, improving yourself, and not ego? Will this person become stressed? You are stressed because you compete. You are stressed because you criticize others, people will criticize you back. So stress management, in those days, Patricia, people ask me to do stress management. I say, I don't want. I would rather go towards, I got it, love engagement.
So how is that?
Be loving. First, love yourself. Your 4 components. You're so full of love. And tawakkul means whatever happened, you know Allah has a better plan.
Yes.
Allah's plan is the best. So if you are kind, and some people say, but there are toxic people. I said, stop saying the word toxic.
Toxic environment, toxic people.
MashaAllah. There's a saying by Albert Einstein. Not many people know about this Einstein. They thought Einstein is only about intelligence. No. Einstein said, the most important decision in the world is to decide what kind of world you are living in. So he says, hostile people live in a hostile world. Loving people live in a loving world. Remember the filter I said, the glasses?
Yes.
If you wear red glasses, everything is red. If you wear blue, everything is blue. So what you see, slide, remember the slide? What you see, what you put is what you get. So it's about personal mastery again. But Patricia, not everyone wants to do this. Because people would rather find blame in others. But let me tell you, in Jannah or in the hell, can we blame the shaitan for being in hell?
No.
So in life, in this life, if you think life is not heaven, you want to blame shaitan? You want to blame your friends? If in akhirah we cannot blame, what more this world? That's a personal responsibility. So there is a formula for this stress. Remember this, yeah? Event is what happened to you, okay? Or taqdir, plus response or your choice or the meaning you give equals to outcome or your result now and hereafter. Okay, now I want you to look at the formula, Patricia. Which one you can change?
The response.
Yes. Can you change what happened to you?
No.
Takdir?
No.
So can you change people?
No.
Can you change how people speak to you?
No.
Can you change the weather?
No.
Can you change the politics?
No.
Can you change the economy?
No.
Can you change the earthquake?
No.
Allah make it. Can you be angry of what happened? Who make it happen? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you protest what had happened in the past, who are you protesting to? The hakikat is Allah. You are not supposed to do that. Allah give what happened to you, change to, life does not happen to me, life happened for me to learn and become better. The minute you say that, any negative, you ask yourself, how can I make this positive? How do I make this negative event to become a positive? So let's have a mathematical figure, okay? Let's say the event very negative. Let's say Badrusha put the minus 10.
Okay.
Minus 10. Negative event, yeah? Plus
Plus
minus 5.
minus 5.
Yeah. That means you respond negatively also. What happened?
Negative.
Minus 15.
Minus 15.
Very negative. Circle of concern negative. Your circle of influence, you also negative. Become very negative. Fight.
Yes.
Stress. Go to hospital. Gastric. Yeah? But if minus 10, okay, you respond in a plus 15, how will happen? You get plus 5.
Plus 5, yes.
So the only constant is your takdir. But what changes is your response or your or how you manage yourself, the meaning you give. So can you imagine for you to decide the outcome by Iznillah, you just control your response. So if your outcome is not good, you want to blame the takdir or your response?
My response.
That's your choice.
And it's very interesting because you mentioned about that eventually it leads to the filter. The concept of filter is of how do you filter the situation or things that happen around you. So in this context is how do you respond into that. And one more thing, still talking about this stress management, Datuk. Just now you mentioned about, the negative 10 plus with negative minus, and you have a negative outcome, right?
Yeah.
And then I realized that you mentioned that eventually when you respond negatively, and then you will get the negative outcome, and then eventually it leads to you being sick. You get gastric, and then you go to hospital. So somehow it relates back to the first pillar, which is physical, you being sick. So how does the way that we respond or even our emotion can lead to us being sick?
Yes. So this is something I call psycho, neuro, endocrine, immunology. Penny. P-E-N-I. Psycho, neuro, endocrine, immunology. How you think will affect the wiring of your brain, as what neuroscientists say, endocrine, the hormones, and immunity, immunology, which I did my PhD on in that. So we study that there are certain cells in the body called natural killer cells. They're like the bodyguard. They kill cancer cells, they kill bacteria, they kill virus. And we have something called T cells, which is the chief orchestra of the music. It determines the whole of the immunity. And this T, there are many kinds. There is a kind that tumor suppressor cell. They inhibit cancer cell. Do you know that as we are talking, there be some cells in the body that mutate and become cancer cells? But because if you have a strong immunity to cancer by being a positive, Bismillah, inshallah, the cells cannot overgrow. Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yes. And do you know that if you are very negative, all the natural killer cells, all the cells, the police will sleep. The police are supposed to protect you from cancer, from virus, from fungus, from bacteria. They sleep. Why? Because you're so negative. Remember the 86 trillion humans?
Cells.
that is bathed in the fluid. That is component depend on your endocrine, on your blood system, which genes are switched on, which protein are released. Imagine if you are negative, all these cells are bathed in negative hormones. So your cells all sleeping not good, so cannot fight. Believe me, my specialty when I went to London in 94 was something called uveitis, or inflammation of the eye, or autoimmune disease of the eye, where the cells in the eye attack their own cell. People who get SLE, people who get rheumatoid arthritis, people who get all kind of collagen vascular disease. That was what I studied for the eye. And I noticed at that time, the patients who get this disease, they have one personality. Over worried, very panicky, always asking what if, ya ke, boleh ke, kalau macam, worried. You know? And personality. This is something not much spoken of, but I have to say this. Many people may not agree. But coming from someone who have done it since in the 98 until now, and after the inflammation of the eye, I do surgery on the eye. I actually see the laser and see the recovery and see how people talk. And see when you're doing cataract surgery, you see how the machine, you see how they respond. MashaAllah, Subhanallah. I really call upon everyone. Let love, kindness, being positive, husnuzan to Allah be a way of life. Then your life become amazing.
And for today, as we're reaching the end of this conversation, Doctor, so the two pillars that we learned for today are the financial and also the career, and somehow it involves about us planning for our future. And for, I would say, for the last question for this episode, could you share with us some tips, especially for the younger generation, on how could they plan for their future?
Okay, good. When I interview a candidate, I'll ask the question, do you work for your pay or do you work for your future? Wow, very deep. Some people cannot understand what am I asking. If you work for your pay, then I have to work to pay the bill. So you become a victim. But if you work for your future, the word is not I have to work, I get to work to plant seeds of kindness and greatness and value for my future. Because, please remember this quote, the value that you give to the world will determine the value you get from the world. And there's something called the law of compensation for the young people out there. If you are paid 1,000, but you work and give value like 2,000, believe me, Allah will give you that 1,000 extra. And those who are paid 2,000 but work like 1,000, Allah will get that 1,000 in other ways. You fall ill or whatever happened. This law is sunnatullah, just like law of gravity. Yeah, so law of compensation in this world it works, and of course in akhirah. So for the young people out there, practice the success principle where what you give is what you get. And you can only give what you have. So plan your time, use your time to fill yourself with ilm. And remember, those who sharpen the saw. Oh, maybe I share one story, can?
Yes, can, Doctor.
Okay, there are two. These men were sawing the tree. And two of them, same amount of tree. So they work for 8 hours. 8 hours. Then this gentleman on the right, let's say this side, he saw the tree, he get maybe 50. The other guy, after 4 hours, he break for 1 hour, then he come back. So he work only 7 hours. But he cut down more trees. After a few months, he cannot understand why. He asked the guy who helped him, what do you do that 1 hour? Oh, I went to sharpen the saw.
It's about efficiency.
Yes. So when sharpen the saw means, if I ask you, there's a Stephen Covey book, he said, He saw a man cutting a tree. Take so long. Why aren't you? Why is it take so long? Oh, my saw is blunt. Why don't you sharpen the saw? He said, I have no time to sharpen the saw. I have no time to sharpen the saw. So this is our life. People who are listening to this, and youngsters, you all, sharpen the saw, the seventh habit of highly effective people. If you sharpen the saw of your life, your health, your intellect, your emotion, your relationship with Allah, your relationship with your parents, and with people, believe me, if you are good in this, whatever you touch turn to gold. That's the rule of success.
MashaAllah. Thank you very much, Doctor, for your sharing on today's topic, Islamic Holistic Amazing Life. And with that being said, I would like to thank Datuk Professor Dr. Muhaya Mohamad for her insights. For today, we learned about the two pillars for the financial and also on the career. And we hope that today's sharing will be beneficial and also inspiring to those who are listening to us either through radio or even through our social media pages, Facebook and even YouTube. And again, Doctor, thank you for being with us in the studio. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.